You know, you probably don't spend a whole lot of time really scrutinizing the labels on your food, or like that face cream you use, or even your daily vitamins.
Mhm.
But often, kind of tucked away in that long list of ingredients, there's this quiet powerhouse
Mhm.
working away behind the scenes.
Right.
Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of those, Ascorbyl Palmitate. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, ascorbyl palmitate, it's actually a really interesting compound. Basically, it's a fat-soluble form of vitamin C.
Okay, fat soluble.
Exactly. That makes it a pretty vital antioxidant. And what's really compelling, I think, is just how versatile it is.
Versatile how?
Well, its uses are incredibly broad. I mean, everything from helping preserve food and drinks, boosting nutraceuticals, making cosmetics work better, even playing a role in some pharmaceuticals. It's everywhere.
Okay, so it's doing a lot. And our mission really in this deep dive is to explore how this one ingredient, Ascorbyl Palmitate, which sounds, pretty unassuming, how it's become way more than just some niche chemical. It's
Yeah.
actually a key player. It's shaping this multi-billion-dollar global market.
Absolutely.
And it seems to be down to these, like, dual benefits.
Mm,
It works well for health, and it's really versatile for making stuff. Quite a story for something most of us haven't even heard of, right?
definitely.
So let's talk about the sheer scale then, the global picture. This isn't some tiny little market segment, is it?
Oh, not at all. It's massive. And it's only getting bigger.
So what do the numbers actually tell us? Where does Ascorbyl Palmitate stand now, and where's it headed?
Well, back in 2021, the global market was already worth nearly $5 billion, around $4,829 million to be more precise.
Wow, okay, nearly 5 billion.
Yeah. But what's really compelling is where it's projected to go. It's expected to hit over $6 billion, maybe $6,162 million by 2025.
Okay, so strong growth short term.
And then it really takes off. It's projected to soar past the $10 billion mark by 2033. We're talking 10,030.8 million.
$10 billion
Yeah.
for this one ingredient.
That's right. And it's not just the big numbers, it's the steady growth. The overall compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, it's about 6.28% year after year.
Over 6%.
Yeah, that kind of sustained growth is, well, it's fascinating. It tells you there's really strong, consistent demand driving this.
That really is a powerful signal of its importance. And leading the charge, it seems, is North America. It's a real powerhouse, right? Pioneering its adoption.
Absolutely. North America holds a really significant share. Back in 2021, it was nearly 40% of the entire global market.
40%.
Yeah. Its market value was just under $2 billion then, $1,919.3 million. And that's projected to basically double, maybe a bit more, to nearly $3.8 billion by 2033. So $3,761.54 million.
Okay, and within North America.
The U.S. is the biggest driver, no question. It went from about $1.26 billion in 2021, and it's expected to grow to over $2.36 billion by 2033. Canada also makes a really substantial contribution, going from roughly $445 million to over $925 million.
Right. And while the U.S. and Canada are obviously the big players there, it's interesting, Mexico seems to be growing particularly fast, like a higher growth rate.
That's right, yeah. Mexico's CAGR is notably strong, over 7%, 7.10%, actually.
Right.
So it's growing from just over $200 million, about $207 million in 2021, to projected nearly $500 million by 2033, about $470 million.
Well, that's definitely a clear sign of, burgeoning demand in that market.
Exactly.
Okay, so shifting our gaze across the Atlantic,
Mhm.
Europe, they're also embracing Ascorbyl Palmitate pretty steadily, it seems. What's the story there?
Europe's another really significant piece of the puzzle. Its market value is set to grow from around $1.37 billion in 2021 to over $2.7 billion by 2033. So again, pretty much doubling.
And who are the key countries there?
Well, the UK is a major player, poised to more than double its market value, from about $253 million to $572 million. Germany and France are also showing really strong, consistent growth. Germany from about $234 million to $501 million, and France from $163 million up to $334 million.
And it's not just those big economies, right? We're seeing steady adoption elsewhere, too.
Definitely. Places like Italy, Russia, Spain, the Nordics like Sweden and Denmark, they're all showing steady growth.
Yeah, I saw even smaller places, like Luxembourg, showing consistent increases from like $24 million to $41 million.
Exactly. It really highlights how widely this ingredient is getting integrated into products right across the continent. It's not just a few key markets.
Oh, okay. If we want to talk about the real, global growth engine,
Yeah.
the region that's really setting...
This audio was created with Podcastle.ai.
Like global growth engine,
Yeah.
the region that's really setting the pace. That has to be Asia Pacific, right?
Oh, absolutely. Undeniably.
This area has the highest average annual growth rate globally. It's going from just under $1 billion in 2021, $980 million or so, to over $2.3 billion by 2033. That's a CGGR of 7.48%. Here's where it gets really interesting for future trends.
You nailed it. The future is very much tied to Asia Pacific. China is leading that charge with just massive expansion, projected to reach nearly $900 million, so $891 million from $340 million.
Huge jump.
Huge. But what's particularly remarkable, maybe even a sign of things to come, is India.
Ah, India, what's happening there?
It's showing an astounding average annual growth rate, over 9%, 9.28% to be exact.
Wow, over 9% CAGR. That's incredible.
It really is. It's growing from about $103 million in 2021 to nearly $300 million by 2033.
And why such rapid growth there?
Well, it's not just random. It's fueled by a few things. A rapidly expanding middle class, a booming nutraceutical industry there, and also just growing consumer awareness about, natural health products.
That makes sense. And other players in APAC.
Yeah, Japan, South Korea, Australia, they're all contributing significantly to this regional surge as well. Consistent growth across the board there, too.
And, okay, this is really interesting, what the reports call the rest of APAC.
Right.
So that includes places like Singapore, Southeast Asia, Taiwan. That group is actually showing even higher regional growth rate, like nearly 10%.
That's correct, 9.69% CAGR for the rest of APAC, growing from about $50 million in 2021 to nearly $145 million by 2033.
Okay, so that signifies a really broad, rapidly emerging appetite for products with ascorbyl palmitate across all these diverse developing markets, not just the giants.
Precisely. It shows the demand is becoming widespread.
All right, moving on quickly to other key emerging markets. South America.
Yep, South America's market is growing nicely too. From around $253 million to over $500 million, $545 million by 2033. Brazil's the clear leader there.
Okay, Brazil leading the way.
Going from about $116 million to $245 million.
Got it. And the Middle East.
Also expanding significantly, set to more than double its market size, from about $183 million to over $411 million by 2033.
Any standouts there?
Saudi Arabia is a key contributor, showing a strong 7.4% average annual growth, going from around $67 million to nearly $160 million.
Okay. And finally, Africa.
Africa's seeing robust growth as well, from around $121 million to nearly $240 million by 2033.
And key countries.
Nigeria and South Africa are making notable contributions to that expansion. Steady growth there, too.
So, wow, we've dived deep into these frankly impressive market figures from all over the globe. The big question that comes up is, why? What truly underpins this global surge for what seems like a humble ingredient, ascorbyl palmitate?
Right.
What's really driving this growth everywhere?
Well, if you connect all these numbers to the bigger picture, it's sending a really clear signal. It's about rising global demand for natural antioxidants. That's a huge trend.
Natural antioxidants.
Exactly. Consumers more and more are seeking out products that offer, tangible health benefits and align with this idea of clean or natural formulation.
And ascorbyl palmitate fits that bill.
Perfectly. Its unique fat-soluble nature is really key here. Yeah. See, unlike other forms of vitamin C, like ascorbic acid, which is water-soluble,
right,
ascorbyl palmitate integrates seamlessly into oil-based products. Think lotions, creams, lots of processed foods, too. It helps prevent rancidity, extends shelf life.
Oh, okay. So stability and shelf life are big factors.
Huge factors.
Yeah.
Its stability and versatility mean it's incredibly effective across all these different sectors. The food we eat, the cosmetics we put on our skin, the health supplements we take. It just works well in so many formulations.
That's right. So it's not just about what it does, but also how well it fits into what consumers want now.
Precisely.
And you mentioned clean label. These ongoing innovations, product development, especially these really influential clean label trends,
yeah,
they seem to be positioning ascorbyl palmitate perfectly, right, for wellness products globally.
Exactly. When consumers see a clean label, they're looking for ingredients they recognize, or at least ingredients they trust. And Ascorbyl Palmitate, even with its scientific name, kind of fits into that narrative because people connect it to vitamin C. They know vitamin C is good. They know antioxidants are good. It feels more natural to many.
Right. It ticks those boxes for the health-conscious consumer.
It really does.
Okay. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's just in passing. It's really clear that a seemingly small ingredient like Ascorbyl Palmitate, it's actually a powerful indicator, a signpost for these sweeping global health and wellness trends. Its surprising scale, its impact on this multi-billion-dollar market, it really underscores how much power even a single well-formulated ingredient can have.
It really does. And, this raises an important question, I think, for everyone listening.
Okay.
Considering this robust growth and the incredible versatility of Ascorbyl Palmitate that we've talked about, how might understanding these behind-the-scenes ingredients actually empower you? Empower you to make more informed choices about the products you use, the food you consume, the stuff you put on your skin, and maybe what other overlooked components might be out there silently shaping the future of global industries, just waiting for us to notice them.
That's a fantastic thought to end on. It really makes you think about what else is hiding in plain sight on those labels. Okay, well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring the fascinating world of knowledge, and we'll see you next time. Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at a compound, Ascorbyl Palmitate. Now, that might sound pretty technical, right?
It does a bit.
But it's actually cropping up in a lot of everyday products. It's basically a fat-soluble version of vitamin C, and it packs a punch as an antioxidant.
It really does. And what's fascinating, I think, is just how versatile it is. It's gaining a lot of traction.
So our mission today is to, cut through some of that complexity.
Exactly. We want to explore why it's suddenly becoming such a talked-about ingredient across, well, really 3 big industries: food.
This audio was created with Podcastle.ai.
Across, well, really 3 big industries: food, skincare, and pharmaceuticals. It sort of blurs the lines between them.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We'll get into the benefits, some of the challenges too, and what the future might hold. You might actually start noticing this ingredient a lot more after we chat.
You probably will.
So maybe let's start with food. That seems like a major area. There's this big push for natural antioxidants, right? Moving away from synthetics like BHA and BHT.
Absolutely. Consumers are definitely looking closer at labels.
So what makes Ascorbyl Palmitate stand out here? Beyond just being clean label, I mean.
Well, that clean label aspect is huge, obviously. It's seen as a premium natural way to extend shelf life. Think about cereals, salad dressings, oils, fats.
Stuff that can go rancid.
Precisely. It stops that oxidation, prevents rancidity, keeps colors looking good, all without those synthetic additives people are becoming quite wary of. It fits perfectly with that whole transparency trend.
Okay, so preserving food. But you mentioned versatility. It's not just in our kitchens, is it? It's showing up in skincare, too.
Oh, definitely. It's becoming a real star in skincare, actually. And the key thing there is its fat solubility.
Right, because our skin has that oily barrier.
Exactly. Regular vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, is water-soluble and, frankly, pretty unstable. It has a hard time getting through that lipid barrier effectively.
But Ascorbyl Palmitate doesn't.
It slips through much more easily because it likes fats. So it can deliver its antioxidant power, potentially help with collagen production, deeper into the skin. That makes it great for anti-aging, brightening products.
Interesting. So that preference for vitamin-based sort of plant-derived ingredients in personal care is really boosting it.
For sure, especially in the more high-end global skincare market.
And beyond looking good, there's the health side. You mentioned nutraceuticals and pharma, especially with this big global focus now on, preventive health.
Yes, that's another big area. It's used as a more stable form of vitamin C in dietary supplements. It acts as an antioxidant within the supplement formulation itself, protecting other ingredients.
Okay.
And, consumers are just much more focused on immunity, on wellness, especially after the past few years. So adding Ascorbyl Palmitate is seen as a way to offer enhanced antioxidant benefits, supporting health from the inside.
Okay, so it sounds pretty amazing. Lots of benefits. But there have to be some downsides, right? What are the main hurdles for companies trying to use it?
Yeah, it's not perfect. A big one, ironically given its strength in skincare, is its limited solubility in water-based systems. That can be tricky for certain food products or cosmetic lotions. And then there's something really interesting: the pro-oxidant effect.
Pro-oxidant? So the opposite of an antioxidant.
Kind of, yeah. Under specific conditions, like at very high concentrations, or if certain metal ions are present, it can actually flip and promote oxidation instead of preventing it.
Wow, okay. That sounds like a major challenge.
It is, especially for sensitive biological applications or in pharmaceuticals. You have to formulate very carefully. And then, there's the regulatory side. It's generally seen as safe in the U.S., but rules can differ elsewhere, which adds complexity for global brands.
It's a bit of a balancing act for formulators.
Yeah.
But it sounds like innovation is still moving fast despite these issues. What trends are pushing it forward?
Absolutely. The demand for clean label, vegan-friendly options is huge, and Ascorbyl Palmitate, which can be derived naturally, fits right in. That aligns perfectly with the whole plant-based movement.
Makes sense.
Then there's this whole nutracosmetics trend, beauty from the inside out.
Right, supplements for skin health.
Exactly. Ascorbyl Palmitate is a key player there, offering those internal antioxidant benefits for skin. Plus, there's a lot of R&D going into more stable vitamin C derivatives generally because L-ascorbic acid is just so finicky.
And better ways to deliver it.
Yes. Things like nanomulsions,
Like
liposomal encapsulation, basically creating tiny protective carriers to get it where it needs to go more efficiently, whether that's on the skin or inside the body, boosting its effectiveness.
So pulling this all together then, what's the bottom line for you, the listener? The growth seems really tied to that consumer demand for cleaner food labels.
Definitely. And for skincare that actually works with effective ingredients.
And that overall wellness push for preventive health through supplements.
Yeah, those are the big drivers. And look, the challenges are real. The solubility, the pro-oxidant risk, the regulations, but the momentum seems strong because the innovation is keeping pace.
It's really about finding these natural compounds that can do multiple jobs, isn't it?
I think so, especially as we get better at stabilizing them and delivering them effectively.
So, a final thought to leave you with. As we all keep demanding more transparency and natural solutions in everything, from our food to our face cream, what other hidden gems like Ascorbyl Palmitate might be waiting to emerge? What stands out to you about its future?
This audio was created with Podcastle.ai